Moment of truth.
Oh God.
What was it like being naked on Euphoria?
Oh man. I'm sorry, Mom. uh, just straight up honest answer. It was equally honest answer. It was like equally terrifying as it was exciting. I don't think I would have said yes. Never in my life. Okay, first off, never in my life did I ever think I would do anything nude on TV. Ever. Ever. Okay?
Fair.
I get the call. I've been out of shape, injured, torn meniscus, fractured patella, 3 herniations in my neck. I've got all these tears and strains. I am all jacked up. And then I'm coming out of depression on top of that, out of COVID. Everything that's could go against me is, right? And in my opinion. I get the call that I booked Righteous Gemstones. I'm like, well, now I got to start working out. I'm in the worst shape of my life, my entire life. I start working out. I get a call from Euphoria. You got 3 days. Do you want to do this shoot? It's going to be nude. I'm sitting here like, you got to be kidding me. Only for the fact that there's 2 reasons, obviously. 1, I wasn't expecting to be naked. 2, I'm in the worst shape of my life. And I'm sitting here like, what am I doing? Euphoria is one of the most cinematically beautiful shows I've ever seen in my entire life. The cast is incredible. They just won an Emmy. Zendaya's truly a product in and of herself. She's incredible. The whole cast is incredible. Sam Levinson is a creative genius. Like, this guy is next level, and just being around him the first time, seeing how they shoot everything, how they work, it was such an incredible experience. Like, most people don't even know that I was in the first season as the same character just for this small little blip.
I did.
Okay, well, yeah, well, thank you. I knew too. I was there. For me to come back as that character again, but this time nude was what it rocked my world, man.
Was there a little bit of comfort knowing that you would come back as something you played before?
Not necessarily, because I was speaking Dothraki, and Dothraki is a real language, but it's a fake, made-up language at the same time.
From Game of Thrones.
From Game of Thrones. And so there's this extra pressure of like, I'm not just acting now. I'm like, it's like learning French. I would say it's not even harder, honestly, because there's so many inflections and words. I don't have anything to like back the word up, right? I can say something in English that's 1 sentence long, but in Dothraki, it can be 3 sentences. And I'm sitting here like trying to figure out the flow of it, right? There's a lot of like, Melofakuan. There's a lot of like different inflections and different ways to breathe. And it's a lot. But then
that was great.
Well, thank you. I practiced for a while.
I'm sure you had to.
But doing it and then also, being fully exposed and vulnerable was just insane. I don't think I would have done it for any other show but Euphoria at this time because of how much I enjoy the show, how much I respect the show, respect Sam Levinson. The cast and crew and what they've been able to do is phenomenal. But yeah, well, now that I've done it, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
But it definitely lit a fire under me that I've never had before of like, okay, if this situation ever comes again, I'm going to be ready for it, And it was the real reason I did it was because of the art, When are you ever going to have a platform that's going to have that level of art and storytelling? It doesn't come around all the time, and it's so unique and so special when it is there. So I was like, I'm totally happy to do it. And the funny thing is, like, so we're supposed to, we have intimacy coordinators now. I think in the last couple of years, they made it a thing on set. So you have an intimacy coordinator that comes on and makes sure you're okay, you feel safe, you feel comfortable. Are you okay with this? Are you okay with that? Well, we were supposed to have a closed set, and when I'm on set, when the scene, it's time to shoot my scene, right? They come in and they ask me if it's okay, it's just going to be you, the director, the other actress, and the cinematographer, the camera. And I'm sitting here thinking, because going into it, I'm like, yeah, that little private room sounds great. There's probably, 100, 200 people on set at this point to get all these shots. And
so they offered you a closed set.
Offered me the closed set. And going into it, I'm like, that's great. Makes me feel more comfortable. It's awesome. When we get there, Will, making a film, how many moving parts there are. You've got sound, you've got grips, you got lighting, you've got sometimes background. You've got all kinds of different factors involved to make this one thing what it is. And this is like the pinnacle of making, TV and film, really. And so I'm looking around and I'm thinking, the first thought that came to mind was, one, I'm already here. I'm already all out. Pretty much everyone's going to see it anyways. Why doesn't everyone come on in? Let's make this thing as great as we can. And I also thought, the whole world pretty much knows about this show, right? Well, they're going to see it anyways. What do I care if a couple extra hundred or, another 50 people, another 100 people see it in the room? Whatever.
HBO's most watched show.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said, everyone come on in, let's do it. And the funny thing is the Dothraki is what got me, man. I come around the corner, mess up my line the first time, and I'm like, dude, this is it's like a tongue twister, man. And getting it all right and also having the emotion and feeling like who is this character, right? I'm doing this scene because this girl's boyfriend doesn't know how to sleep with her, doesn't know how to please her, right? He's this weakling, right? And so I come in her fantasy. I come and just kill him. I take him out. There was blood everywhere, dude. This entire bathroom filled up with blood. It was so crazy to see. And then I come around the corner. And so I messed up the first time. The second time, I mixed up a couple words. And I'm like, I don't really feel good about that. It's okay. I know I've only got a couple takes here. I got to nail this, right? We've been filming for, 10 hours already, I think, at this point. And now it's finally my close-ups. Third time we go in, nailed it. Everyone's good. Sam comes up, the cinematographer, comes up. And they're like, yeah, we got it. What do you think, And because it's, we've been shooting all day. You're on the clock. You want to get the shots and move on to the next ones and move on. So I look at Sam, look at the cinematographer. I'm looking at everyone else in the room. You're like, I know I just got the shot, but it didn't feel like I got the shot. I wanted to feel it. So they're ready to wrap up, and I look at Sam. I said, give me one more. He's like, all right, let's do one more. When I tell you I came around the corner hot, I am in it. I am this guy now. I feel it. I come in, say the lines, compliment the girl, drop the skirt, stay in it, and I'm in it, and I literally can tell. So I finished my last line, and you could hear a pin drop. So maybe 30, 45 seconds, and when it's dead quiet and there's nothing else to do in the scene, it feels like forever. And you're sitting here like, okay.
Waiting for the cut.
And I'm not breaking character. I'm staying in it, like breathing heavy. I'm in it, I'm staring at this girl, like I'm ready to dominate, you know what I mean? And as soon as I hear Samuel cut, everyone starts cheering. Everyone's like excited. I'm like, yes, that was it. And so that was, I can tell you from the take before to that take, much different reaction. So that's how I knew we got it. That was the last shot, and felt real good walking out of there. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, also to the point too, like I'm very comfortable on set. I've even on Righteous Gemstones, you've got a couple hundred people filming you. You've got all these other actors and actresses around you. You got some of the biggest talent in the world as well that you're working with. And it's so much fun, but I'm comfortable there. You know what I mean? And when I was in this position, so even in between takes, you're talking with some of the crew, you're talking to the other actors, you're having fun, you're making jokes. I love being on set. It's one of my favorite places in the world to be.
Me too.
But when I'm on set and I'm walking around with like nothing on, it was the first time where I was like, I am legitimately uncomfortable. I don't know how to take this. I'm still trying to be me and have fun and make jokes about the situation, but also like can't help but be uncomfortable. Like stuff's popping out. I'm not really, I'm a little cold, things are just not in my favor. It felt like at the moment. So it it was just about navigating that, being in my own head, because you have to just not care. You just have to not care, and then just be free, man. Like,
So what did you do? How did you get yourself out of that uncomfortable mindset into telling the director you wanted another take? Because that's a big jump to take. Like, that's a very big difference of like standing there uncomfortable to asking the director for another take and crushing the take, right? Like that takes a lot of
I would say it would go from
balls.
yes, a lot of balls, big balls. I went from being the most vulnerable I think I've ever felt, especially not being in the shape that I wanted to be in, you know, not feeling comfortable in my own skin, and then to have all of my skin being shown, you know, to let me just own this. I'm here. I'm doing it. Get out of my own head. I signed up to be this character. I'm going to be this character, no matter what it is. So that was it. And I knew that what I did was good. It was good enough at that point. But the extra take, it was one of those moments. You're like, you either got to kill it or pack up and move on. And I knew I had the ability to do it. So with all of everything exposed, I just knew, I believed in myself, and I said, you know what, put all of everything aside, be the character, and do the damn thing. And that's what happened.